Welcome in to another day in our daily Devos in the Psalms. Pastor Rick here, and just getting this one done just, before I turn into a pumpkin, So it's a little bit of a late recording, but hey, it'll probably end up making you feel like you got a bonus tomorrow because maybe you'll get chapter 45 and 46 at the same time. We are on Psalm 45, and this is one that is a little unusual. It's for the choir director, according to the Lilies. So this was apparently a well-known song that they would have known the tune to, and a Maskell of the Sons of Korah, a love song. So interesting, that a love song makes it into the Psalm book, the kind of the sacred songs of the Hebrews. And so we're going to jump in and we're going to see what we have to see. Verse 1, my heart is moved by a noble theme as I recite my verses to the king. My tongue is the pen of a skillful writer. You are the most handsome of men. Grace flows from your lips. Therefore, God has blessed you forever, mighty warrior. Strap your sword at your side in your majesty and splendor. In your splendor, ride triumphantly in the cause of truth, humility, and justice. May your right hand show your awe-inspiring acts. So far, it's a song, written a lot about the king, probably King David at this point. Not a lot of other kings tend to kind of match the descriptions that they're putting here. Then a lot of people also would interpret this psalm to have a little bit of a double meaning and an allegorical type of approach, where it would refer to God, a little bit of a messianic flavor to it, as one or two of the verses would kind of look to describe Jesus. And so but I thought one of the things that kind of sticks out is in your splendor, ride triumphantly in the cause of truth, humility, and justice. Kind of just showing how God's influence on the Israelites was transforming the world little by little. Because typically you would not see truth, humility, and justice as being reigning aspects of kingship. There would be anything but those things, because they have total control, and so absolute power corrupts, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely, and so they ended up being bad people most of the time. So interesting that they would ascribe truth, humility, and justice to their kings in Israel because of the power of God over their culture, helping transform and even kind of keep the kings accountable, because the kings were reporting to someone. So your sharpened arrows pierce the hearts of the king's enemies, and people fall under you. Your throne, O God, is forever and ever. The scepter of your kingdom is a scepter of justice. I just liked that verse, so I highlighted it. Your throne, God, is forever and ever. Now, there would be a time where they would use these words to refer to the king, but it is kind of a capital G there. I actually did not look up the Hebrew word to see which Hebrew word that is, and that is not telling me very quickly. So, God, this makes for good live television, So it does possibly mean it could be talking about the king, but also kind of looks like a little bit, again, of a double inference here. So God's throne, obviously the throne that Jesus is on as our king forever. His throne, he's on there forever and ever, and the scepter of his kingdom is certainly one of justice. So it definitely applies. Your love, righteous, man. I'm struggling today here, folks, but you love righteousness and hate wickedness. Therefore, God, your God, has anointed you with the oil of joy more than your companions. And so I like this because when you love righteousness and you hate wickedness, it produces joy in your life because God anoints you with the oil of joy when you love righteousness and hate wickedness. And so that was a big encouragement I was taking from the scriptures today is I need to be all about loving and celebrating righteousness and hating wickedness and just doing everything I can to help strengthen and encourage people to live righteously and forsake wickedness. Myrrh, aloes, and acacia perfume all your garments from ivory palaces. Harps bring you joy. King's daughters are among your honored women, and the queen, adorned with gold from Ophir, stands at your right hand. Listen, daughter, pay attention and consider. Forget your people and your father's house. And so I was thinking about this in regards to, like I was saying, some people would look at this psalm as being allegorical in that, um, Christ and the church, the wedding, between Christ and the church, his bride. And I thought, listen, daughter, listen, church, pay attention and consider. Forget your people and your father's house. That there is this clinging unto Jesus and a kind of abandoning of other things in your life that might hold you back, much like how Abraham was called out from Ur, away from his family. And actually the bit that where he didn't separate from them and kind of go and do what God said kind of ended up causing him problems later. And so, no, this is not an advertisement against family. I believe in family. I love family. But there comes a lot of times where you have to separate yourself maybe from an old crowd that would kind of lead you astray or cause you to compromise. And so I just thought that was a good verse for us to remember. Pay attention and consider. Pay attention and consider. So the daughter of Tyre, the wealthy people will seek your favor with gifts in her chamber. The royal daughter is all glorious, her clothing embroidered with gold. In colorful garments she is led to the king. After her, the virgins, her companions, are brought to you. They are led in with gladness and rejoicing. They enter the king's palace. Your sons will succeed your ancestors, and you will make them princes throughout the land. I will cause your name to be remembered for all generations. Therefore, the people will praise you forever and ever. Again, just accolades and honor to the king as they're celebrating. A couple of interesting points in there. Again, the love song. Good to read the poetry. Good to kind of understand some of their culture, and then also a little bit in there about Jesus kind of coming through for us that we can pay attention to. So with that, I hope you have a great day. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow.